Mr. Mittal, thanks so much for joining in. You obviously have read the letter more times than probably anybody else. The stock is duly reacting as well. How would you respond to some of the allegations that have been made in the letter by Mr. Swamy?
I mean, these allegations are absolute rubbish. In the ordinary course, we won't even respond to such, but, given the circumstances, I feel impelled to clarify that there can't be something as frivolous as this letter, which, I mean, the wildest thing you can imagine is this guy alleges that we have embezzled 1 lakh crore rupees out of NHB's fund.
Yeah, Mr. Mittal. No, I agree. My point being, I think the questioning and the counter questioning on social media has also been about how the book is 80,000 crores and how is it the number of 1 lakh crores is coming about. But that's over a period of time, right? You don't need a large book of over 1 lakh crores to have some evasion done of that magnitude.
There's nothing, no evasion, nothing. I take strong exception to these kind of words, even being used in the context of Indiabulls Housing Finance. We are a public financing lending institution. Everything is transparent. Everything is in accordance with the regulatory regime. There is not even 1 rupee of siphoning or embezzlement or anything. I can, stand with that. I stand with full conviction. It is absolute rubbish, whatever is been said, and it gets my blood boiling when a public institution is being, the image of the institution is being tarnished. These kind of frivolous, malicious, utterly stupid allegations, ludicrous to say the least.
Yeah,
so there's nothing at all for us to hide. This is part of a larger conspiracy. And what pains me and what saddens me is that the Honorable Member of Parliament has been dragged into this conspiracy. This is clearly a conspiracy that's been going on for the last couple of months, and it's just part of that, nothing else. And I'm very sure shareholders at large, regulators, institutions, public will see through this game, and we have nothing to fear at all. Absolutely, we are very clean, absolutely clean. The allegations with regard to, I just read, in fact, I'm out of town, I'm not in Bombay. I read Chidambaram, Hood and all. In my entire, more than 12 years, we haven't even come across these guys. This is an independently, professionally managed institution. And there's nothing at all, no connection whatsoever with any of the politicians' money or whatever they are charging.
Mr. Mittal, and which is why this clarification helps soothe some nerves of your investors, and which is why just 2 or 3 of those multiple allegations, if you can respond to them, because it'll only help the case of your investors. There's no way to prove this, right? I mean, 100 shell firms, loans from NHB, and then reallocated or siphoned off some of the monies to real estate firms. The question would be, would over the course of the last decade, would Indiabulls have had promoter entities outside the listed 2 or 3 firms, and would money have been given to them?
Not at all, not at all. As far as Indiabulls Housing Finance is concerned, nothing, not even 1 rupee of money that has been promoters entity. Promoters have, some business of their own, the family office, their prop side of it, but it has absolutely no concern with Indiabulls Housing. And absolutely, there's no financial dealing whatsoever.
I reckon there was no nature of loans that were taken from by Indiabulls Housing Finance from NHB. The numbers stated are very large. Can you comment on that, Mr. Mittal?
No, to my knowledge, there is no such loan at all. Yes, the promoter of Indiabulls Housing Finance, as of date, is also promoter of large number of other businesses. So there could be some overlap in terms of some collaboration, something. Then Indiabulls Housing Finance absolutely has got no such loans at all to promoter entities.
And I reckon, Mr. Mittal, since you mentioned that the promoter has a large number of other entities as well, there is no way in the last 10 years...
I didn't say large, there is some business.
Some businesses. Yeah, sure. Okay. I stand corrected. Some businesses. But there is no way in the last 10 years or last whatever number of years, since 2006, let's put it that way, that the listed entity Indiabulls Housing Finance has done inter-corporate deposits or inter-promoter loans. Companies do that. Groups do that.
Nothing.
Indiabulls hasn't done that.
Whatsoever.
It's a blanket no from your end.
Not at all. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. One more thing that has been spoken about in the letter, and I use the term alleged because nothing is proven as yet. So I use that term carefully, Mr. Mittal, that Mr. Swamy is saying that in 2016, income tax officials caught Indiabulls for 1,000 crores of tax deducted at source violation. Could you respond to that? Was anything like this happen for smaller amount or otherwise? Was anything like this caught upon?
I'll be very happy on record. This TDS violation at all, not an ITO violation. It's a large business group over the last close to 1.5 decades. There is some amount of income tax scrutiny which is natural. Give me instance of one large business group where one time there has not been tax scrutiny or tax search or something. So it was just that, and that largely not entirely pertained to only the real estate side of the business, where there was some disputed liabilities, there was some additional income which was added, and now it has gone to the settlement commission, and that stands fully settled. As Indiabulls Housing and its other entities, nothing at all. There's no linkage or the search operation involving Indiabulls Housing Finance whatsoever. There was not even 1 rupee of dispute liability or anything pertaining to Indiabulls Housing Finance.
Okay. Now, one thing that I appreciate from the Indiabulls Group side or Indiabulls Housing Finance, Mr. Mittal, is that at every point of time you come out and given clarifications about the numbers that you have at hand at the end of each month. Yesterday also on Sunday you guys released this response as well. The market appreciates that, I'm sure. What the market would be concerned about, Mr. Mittal, would be that in line with some of the other firms, yes, the slowing down or the complete collapse of disbursements in order to make sure that there is safety capital. Now, purely from a fundamental perspective, ahead of your results, I don't want you to comment on numbers, but how long do you think this continues, Mr. Mittal, that companies like you or some of the others will have to keep or are not going out and doing any kind of disbursement and just shoring up the liquidity in order to wait for a rainy day?
See, our liquidity position is very comfortable, as we have been, at every periodic interval on a fortnightly basis, monthly basis, and quarterly basis. We have been intimating through the stock exchanges and to the media as well and to the regulators. We have even now close to 25,000 crore of liquidity, which is enough to service all our liabilities, including the principal and interest repayment or whatever, for at least next 1 year. Even if we don't have any incremental, liabilities, recourse to any liabilities, which is just not a scenario which is plausible. Yes, that's the fact that the liquidity as such has impacted the sector, and we can't be totally insulated from that. But our individual position, as we have been very categorical, is fairly comfortable. It has no doubt impacted the book growth, as you might have been observing, that actually there has been some shrinkage in the balance sheet size. But our prime focus at this point in time is the recovery, collection, and also some small ticket loans which were partly disbursed and we are disbursing. So book can always grow. We can come back to the normal growth once the liquidity situation, comes back to normal. But for us, it's business as usual in terms of managing our portfolio, managing our book. Everything is under control.
Okay, and we wish you all the best for that happening soon. One last question, Mr. Mittal. I'm just reconfirming so that everybody gets a sense of what your response is to some of the key things that have been mentioned. You are categorically saying that there is in no way, even in pure business firms, forget the shell firms or otherwise, that the Indiabulls Housing Finance company in any fashion or whatsoever lent money to real estate firms in a way that those firms, after a period of some time, made investments into the Indiabulls projects or Indiabulls Housing Finance company as investments. Nothing of this sort has happened.
Yeah, nothing of this sort has happened.
You categorically deny that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Mittal. Thanks for joining in today.
Thank you.